Do not use open to work on LinkedIn.
Please, for the love of all that is holy, can we put this horrible myth to bed? Now, I'm going to rebut this point by point with actual data from LinkedIn, so you might want to save this to come back to it later. First off, Greg is not and has never been a recruiter. And that's going to be critical when I explain to you how LinkedIn Recruiter works, because the open to work feature is tied into the LinkedIn Recruiter tool. Now, that notwithstanding, if you have questions about how to apply to a university in Canada, Greg is your man. That's where he spent 10 years of his career, is working in academic admissions. But he has not ever been a recruiter and is not one today, number one. Number two, if you prefer the written word, please do head over to my Forbes column. This is one of the 5 most persistent myths that I addressed in a column a couple of weeks ago. As you can see, my editor selected it as an editor's pick, so you know it's quality journalism. Okay, now for a lesson in LinkedIn Recruiter, what it is, how it works, how recruiters use it, and why all of that matters to the open to work features. There's actually 2 of them, and we'll get into that. So, when you, as a regular user of LinkedIn, search LinkedIn, LinkedIn will surface to you your first, second, and third degree connections. When I, as a user of LinkedIn Recruiter, search LinkedIn, I can see everybody on the whole platform. There are now 1 billion members on LinkedIn. And as a user of LinkedIn Recruiter, LinkedIn allows me to see all of them. So if I am conducting a search for a certain skill or a certain job title, I am going to get an overwhelming amount of candidates. So for example, if I search data scientist, San Francisco, there might be 20,000 people with that job title in that city. And so in the back of LinkedIn Recruiter, there is a powerful algorithm that works in partnership with the advanced search terms that we as recruiters use to help me figure out who are the people I should reach out to first. The other important thing to know is that across the whole of LinkedIn, across all 1 billion members, the average in-mail response rate, so the primary way that we as recruiters reach out to candidates, is 30%. So for every 10 in-mails that recruiters send, they only get a response to 3 of them. And those 3 responses include people responding to say they're not interested. So recruiters spend a lot of their time reaching out to folks that never end up responding. Therefore, LinkedIn works hard to help us be more effective. So one of the ways that LinkedIn slices data for us is by grouping candidates into buckets that say that they're going to be more likely to respond. And using the open to work feature puts you in that bucket. So you are more likely to hear from a recruiter because LinkedIn is telling recruiters that you are more likely to respond, if that makes sense. And obviously, because this is LinkedIn, there is data to support all of this. So LinkedIn's own data shows that folks that use the private notification to recruiters that they're open to work receive, on average, 40% more in-mails than those that don't. And furthermore, folks that use the green open to work banner, the one that's visible to everybody across the platform, on average receive a further 20% more in-mails from users across the platform. Now, if you use the public green banner, sure, you might also get some spammy messages of people trying to sell you stuff, but you will also get messages from folks that maybe you worked with 5 years ago that see that you're open to work and are connecting you with opportunity. That's why it was designed, and that's exactly what it's doing. So for most people looking for work, using both features are going to help you find your next role, and LinkedIn's own data supports that. And the only people that say that it isn't happening are career coaches like Greg that are trying to use fear to sell something to you.